Okay, so to install the seat brackets and the seat belts, what you'll start with is by using the top hole in the chassis plate. You can see we've already bolted this seat bracket in, but what we'll do is drill this hole out, the top hole, with a 3/8 bit. You'll move to the back, drill this one out here with 1/2" bit, and then the one down on the point here you can drill with a 7/16 bit. Then what you can do is go towards the inside, and you can see on the other side here, the passenger side, what you'll do is there's a bracket here. You'll use the top hole in the back as your reference point to locate the drill. Drill that one out with a 1/2" drill bit. And then what you'll do is, because the transmission is in the way of getting this, drilling this hole, using again the bracket as a reference from the inside out, what you'll have to do is set the bracket in and then pop one of the 3/8 bolts through the hole that you just drilled. So go through the bracket, then through the fiberglass, and through the bracket in the chassis. Same thing in the back. Again, you can see the seatbelt's already been installed. Just set the bolt through, just pop it through the hole to locate it. Same thing over here. After you've drilled this hole, set your 1/2" by 2" long bolt through the hole just to kind of locate the bracket in position, and then you can use the hole on the bracket to drill through the fiberglass, and then it will also go through the bracket on the other side of the fiberglass. When you're drilling this one out, you want to be careful that you don't really punch it through, because again the transmission is right there, so when you feel it start to give way, just kind of let off with pressure, let the drill bit do the work so that you don't drive it all the way through. The other thing you also want to make sure of is that none of the wiring is in the way when you drill those holes. So then once you have all those holes drilled, what you can do is set your two 3/8 bolts in position. You may have to, on the inside here, stack a couple of washers in between the fiberglass and the bracket so that when it pulls tight, it doesn't crack the glass and it doesn't bend the bracket too much. Before putting the rear bolt back in the bracket, once you pull that out after you've drilled all your holes, what you'll have to do is take the receptacle here, and you can see it's got a bend to it, but what happens is the bend puts the receptacle in the wrong orientation. So what you'll do is, you can see this one's been twisted so that the receptacle will line up better with the seat belt, will line up the proper way, where the buckle will be more towards the passenger rather than towards the center of the car. What you'll do is you'll take the supplied bolt with the paper lock washer, take that washer off, take the bolt and the lock washer out. You'll discard those. You'll use your 1/2" by 2" long bolt with a mechanical lock nut to fasten that down. What you'll also do is with the belt itself, just uncoil this here. You'll use the supplied bolt, but what you'll do is you'll again take off the paper washer so that you can pull the bolt out. Discard the lock washer, since we're using a lock nut, which is this one here. It's a 7/16 20 lock nut, so you'll have one of those off the shelf, and that will allow you to then line this up with the hole you already drilled. You can bolt that all together. Come up to the top. Again, you want to make sure that the seatbelt isn't twisted around when you do this. You can see that for the top pivot point there's a cover. You can just pop the cover off to expose the bolt. And you'll notice this one has a lock washer and a spacer. That spacer does is that allows this to pivot back and forth when you either pull the belt forward or let it retract. Again, discard the paper washer. You'll get rid of the lock washer, and you'll use another one of the supplied 7/16 20 nylon lock nuts, and that will bolt in here. And then you'll pop the cover back over it. Then down here on the section that has the buckle on it, you'll notice it pivots out. You want to make sure that it has room to pivot, and again you can see that this is not twisted and it retracts nice and smooth. This one you'll use a 1/2" bolt again, so with the supplied bolt that comes in the bracket, you'll discard all the hardware here and you'll use the supplied 1/2" by 2" long bolt with mechanical lock nut, and you can see it will bolt through the bracket here, and then you'll just repeat that for the other side, and then you're done.